Hey everyone, I need some air. I have been trying to come on live using my tablet, but I'm thinking I don't have enough on the charge, so I couldn't do it. So here I am. All right, guys, I've received some very nice and interesting feedback from a very important video of mine. And yeah. But this particular video, yes, I did say that. But this particular video, I just want to talk about what I think about Uber and Lyft. And everyone has their views, for sure, to each his own. For those who are beginners, I'm telling you from what I've learned when I was in, and it's almost a year for me. I want to say June 22nd, something like that. So I do understand how you may feel, those who are nervous, anxious, uncomfortable, don't want strangers in your car. Some are coming out of your shell. But if you give it at least 3 months, 3 months, you will see a trend. You will begin to get more familiar with the areas that you go, because 9 out of 10 you're going to frequent the areas. You're going to find places that you've never seen before. You're going to meet people that you would never have met. So it's a lot of good versus the bad when you're ride sharing. But overall, it is very rewarding. And I say to you, the beginners, for Uber and Lyft. Now, for me, I'm experiencing that Uber, to me, now this is my experience, okay? They have decreased and the number of rides that I'm getting. I'm only talking from my perspective. I know of some people who, let me turn the air down because I don't know if it's very loud, and I apologize if it is. I know of some people who have leased vehicles from Uber, and they are getting calls back to back, to the point they have to turn their app off and get away. Now, for me, I used to get a couple back to backs, and especially in the mornings, but I noticed that has changed. Is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? Well, I see it as an adjustable thing, something that I need to adjust. Because usually I would just do the morning time and then the rest of the day is mine. But I see that I may have to alter that a little bit and come out in the evening times. But I'm just noticing a change. And that's another reason why I would tell you as a beginner, give it some time. Give it some time. Don't just go out there the first day and someone have shared they were out there for 2 hours and they got $7. I understand. But this is what I'm noticing. I have picked up from one location, dropped off at another. Let's say Penn Station, the train station. And I left. In no more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes, ping, a pickup at the same location that I just left. So, what I have been doing is waiting a couple minutes, at least 2 to 3 minutes, somewhere in that area where I just dropped off. And 9 out of 10, I get another request. Okay. Now, keep in mind, there are so many Uber drivers out here, and the GPS is not going to keep up with us right on the speed, like right there. Some of us drive faster than others. Therefore, the signal can be picking up on one area. Next thing you know, you're not in that area. Okay. So there is a delay. I don't know if some have noticed when you use your GPS, there's a delay when it comes to what's the next turn. Or once you make a turn, you want to know, okay, do I go straight or where is the next turn? Yes, you can hit at the top on the street that you're on and see the list of streets that you have to turn. But sometimes you just want to keep your hand on the steering wheel and you're following the GPS, or you're listening to it in your ear, and you're paying attention to the roads and so on and so forth. The last thing you want to do is be hitting your screen, okay? Because for one, you need that screen to navigate. Now, if you're familiar with the area, then of course you can say, okay, I can cut here, I can cut there. I like using the navigator, which is the navigation system Waze. That's what I use, because it does get you around the traffic. It takes you more of a scenic route or more residential compared to being at the light and in the cluster of traffic. So, and then sometimes I look at the GPS and I'm like, did you have your coffee this morning, Waze? Or like, what's going on? I remember coming off the Beltway 95, and as soon as I came off, I kid you not, the GPS start turning. The screen start turning. And I'm like, what is going on? So then it got itself caught back up. So then I went to the destination where I had a pickup. I called the customer and let them know I'm out front. They said, oh, we were told that there are no Uber drivers available at this time. I didn't get that message. I didn't even get a cancel. So don't take it personal when it comes to driving for Uber and Lyft and the navigation begin to get kind of bonkers, because that will happen sometimes, unfortunately. And a lot of times the passenger will look at you because you're the driver. Always blame the driver. So they'll look at you and then you're like, but I relied on the navigation. Keep in mind, it's an app. Things do happen. It does go out. So, to add, it's good to get familiar with your area. What if you don't work in your area? I understand that. Okay, get familiar in the area which you prefer to work, and give it some time. Whatever you do, give it some time. It's just like when you're on a job, you got that 90-day grace period, either to say you want to be a part of this team or you want to say, no, this is not for me. Thank you. But no thanks, and you keep moving on. Because ride sharing is not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I know some drivers, oh my gosh, it's their passion. I have a passion, but it's their passion. Let's say they are in Baltimore City and it's like, it seems kind of slow. Man, they out. They're in DC. Okay, it's slow in DC. I'm in Virginia. They're in Virginia. It's like, but for some of us, it's like we want to stay within our area. And I would say to you, that's good if you are not comfortable with driving in unfamiliar areas. For one, you can hurt yourself and others. You don't want that. Safety first. Safety first, whatever you do. So that means stay calm behind the wheel, stay focused, be aware of your surroundings. And I drive in, oh, great, wonderful. Do you like it? So you're like in DC, you're in Maryland, and you're in Virginia. Awesome. Okay. Now, see, I've been to DC. I want to say twice. It's terrifying to me. I'm like 4th Street, 5th Street, M Street, L Street. What? And then there are so many one ways that, oh, my hat goes off to you working and driving in DC, because you have to know DC from my perspective. And there's always police officers around. I never got a ticket. I was told it's very easy to get a ticket in DC. Never got one. Don't plan on getting one. Okay? No, I don't. That's one thing I don't like, people to play with my money. And if I have control over it, I'm not going to let you take my money. So if I can control my speed, if I can control going through red lights, I'm going to do that, because I don't want you in my pocket. I don't want you giving me tickets. I don't. I mean, I have other things that I can do with my money. I mean, come on. But when you're in DC, you can be in DC 1 second and the next minute you are in Virginia. It's no structure from what I noticed, no change. And the architect is just zoom, boom. It's like you cross the street. You're in Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia. And so it's like, yes, I've been driving a year and a half. Oh, yes, I grew up. Okay, PG County, you're familiar. You're familiar with the areas. You're familiar with the traffic flow, the streets. See, right there. And so that's a good thing. And it makes you feel more comfortable. I'm talking to one of my viewers. DC is a pain to drive. I agree with you. I agree. Yeah, Carlita. Yes, I agree with you. It is. And my hat goes off to every Uber and Lyft driver who drives in DC. A whole lot of cameras in DC. Absolutely, Eric. Absolutely. Some you don't even see. It's like Waze can't keep up with it. It's like, okay, was that a camera? You'll find out. So what I do now, even here in Baltimore, because now we having the red light cameras again. And so they told us about one. They're not going to tell us every last red camera. They're going to say, oh, it's active. They're not. They're not going to do that. So what I do is, when I see one, I let people, I go on Waze and I alert other people. There's a red light camera or there's a speeding camera. Because come on, give an individual a chance to slow down their speed. I mean, give them a chance. Don't just, oops, I got you, when you're not giving them an opportunity. And the way they have this particular speed camera, it just looks like a metal box just sitting on the side of the road, with no distinct red light speed camera, nothing. It's just a metal box. So I tell you out there, look out for the metal boxes and cameras, because they're out to get us, because they're making money. And as well as I know, we have broke some laws. Some laws we got away with. And some have caused accidents, and some have hurt other people. So we do need to get a handle on it. But at least give people a chance to, alter their speed, So that's another thing that you have to look out for when you're in DC. And now here in Baltimore, you're going to have to be aware where the cameras are, the speed cameras and the red light cameras. Also, I notice, I go in some neighborhoods, there are I kid you not, no visible address. None. You might have 3010 or 30, and it's 3010, but you don't see the 10. And then you have to really go into that particular block and try to find at least one address, and then take it from there. Here in Baltimore, the odd is on the left. The evens are on the right. So maybe that'll be some help when you turning into a block. Just remember, even is the right even, and left is odd. So whichever one you can remember, the opposite of the other. And you don't see, and if you're going at night, there are no porch lights, nothing. I had to let Waze know yesterday about the new camera. Good job. Yeah, we have to look out for each other, because we're out here. We're out here, Carlita, and you're absolutely right. We are out here, and so we have to let other drivers know what's going on, because who else is going to do it? I mean, be honest, who else is going to do it? So I say to all the Wazers, if you see something that need to be notified, put it out there and let other Wazers know what's going on, because we're in this together, And going back to the particular addresses, we as drivers, I've been just thinking about this. We as drivers, yes, we are contractors. Yes, it's our own business. Okay. We have so much we have to deal with in the course of a day driving. Okay. For one, the street signs. Some one-way streets don't even have a one-way street sign. Not one. Okay. Secondly, the addresses. Where are they? I don't know if people do that on purpose, because they don't want people to know their address. I don't know. I don't know. And then you have some addresses, they're gigantic. You can see them at night. You can see them in the daytime. It's like, oh, okay, that's 3015, And then a lot of times I will take pictures. Waze will ask you to take pictures of a particular address if you can. Now, certain areas I wouldn't do it because they might think you are the narc or somebody in the law enforcement, and no, I wouldn't do it. Some areas yes, and some areas no, because like I said before, safety first. Safety first. Yeah, you making money, but hey, what if you don't live to spend it? So safety first. So we have to be careful. Another thing, some streets are so bad, so many potholes, and it's like the passenger is not going to walk down to the corner. They're going to expect for you to pick them up at the door. And the streets are horrible. So you have to be careful with that. And if you have a leasing vehicle, you're responsible for things like that. If you have your own car, well, of course, you're responsible. So you have to think about what you're doing or what's in front of you before you actually do it. You can't just speed through blocks like that. You have to take your time, because yes, we know there is wear and tear on our vehicles. However, there is wear and tear on a vehicle just driving it. If you get a vehicle that you do not drive at all, is there still wear and tear? Yes, there is. The belt's rotting out over time. Okay, yeah, your brakes pads might the rotor might rust because it's just sitting there. There are still some issues that happens to a car if it doesn't move. Okay, so we need to just erase that part. And when people say, "Oh, but there's a lot of wear and tear in a car," do they know how much you drive? Do they know this? Oh my gosh, Eric, you are so right. North Avenue in Baltimore. Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. You have to be so careful. In North Avenue, you are dealing with people, you are dealing with children, you are dealing with buses, cars parked, double parked in the middle of the streets. I'm just saying. I mean, it's like, it's another world. And some of the roads, they're now working on it now. Up there towards Warwick and Coppin, they've done a great job, the roads. However, they have changed like 2 lanes to 1 lane, but hey, the roads are a little bit better. You go up there, North Avenue near, was it Bloomingdale? Is that Bloomingdale? Before you get to Hilton. Oh my gosh. The roads, oh my gosh. It can be so, Poplar Grove area, the roads, the street signs, it's just horrendous. So we do go through a lot. I mean, it's not just, oh, we're driving, we're picking up. How are you? Good morning. How are you? Good afternoon. Good night. Good night. No, it's not that. We have a lot that we have to face doing this. And in the midst of all of the things that we have to go through, we still find that passion to still do it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's amazing. we still find a drive to get up in the morning, get ourselves together, and Lyft and Uber on. For this type of business, if if it's not in you, it's not for you, because you're going to see everything wrong. But if you have some kind of passion, you're going to see the wrong and you're going to see the good, and you're going to do your adjustment accordingly and say, but the good outweigh the bad. So I think, me personally, the owner of Uber has I really don't believe he took into consideration everything the driver has to go through when they picking up a customer. Or does he care? I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't know. But if I could actually sit down with him, I would ask him that. I would say, now, did your board consider what the drivers have to go through in terms of picking up the customers or the passengers? How we sometimes there are no addresses, there are no street signs, or they need to be a one-way street sign and there isn't any. And then what's going to happen? We run into a car, or we go down one-way street and then we get a ticket. Can we take that ticket to you and say, we were picking up a customer that has the app that you have and created, and the particular street did not have a one-way sign, and I ran into a vehicle. Do you want to take care of that? No, we can't do that. We can't do that. However, as drivers in general, forget being a ride share driver, but driving in general, you have to be aware of your surroundings, because every road is not perfect. Every city is not perfect. I mean, it's not. So don't even try to say that your city is 100% like smooth sailing, nothing wrong. There are wear and tears on cars. There are wear and tears on the streets and the highways, okay? This stuff is made out of substance, out of natural things that do kind of like needs repairing over time. So we don't have to allow other people to tell us that, oh, I don't see how you can be a driver, a Uber, shared ride share driver, all the wear and tear on your car and the different people coming in your car and so on and so forth. Okay, you know what? I understand. I know this. However, I see more. So you have to allow yourself to vibrate higher than those who might be vibrating lower. You're going to have to just be like, yeah, I'm soaring. La, 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 la. I'm soaring. I don't hear that. Because some people, they will, all this negative in your ear. And to the point, if you're not strong within yourself to make the decision, you will not drive for Uber or Lyft. You wouldn't. And another thing I noticed, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, when you put your sign out, okay, the owner do not care about your problems. You know what? His actions displays that. You're right, Eric. You're right. So that's why we as drivers have to take the responsibility for ourselves. Okay, you're absolutely right. But when you have these particular signs on your vehicle, and I put mine on, I take mine off. I have Velcro on mine because I have found myself that these particular signs are like, they might have some money. They might have tips. You know what I mean? No, I don't. Okay, so I will remove mine over time. When I'm finished, I will remove mine. If I'm working, I have them out. When I'm not, I remove them. My car is not parked with the stickers on it. It's not. Because sometimes that can be a flag for those who want to just cause some harm to people. Sometimes you'll find cars speeding in front of you, and then they will slow down. Because if you're going with the flow of the traffic, okay, you're going with the flow of the traffic, but that car in front of you, you don't know what's in his or her frame of mind. Are they having car payment issues? They need some money. they just kindly just slow down or just tap on their brakes. And if they see the Uber and Lyft sign, they're thinking, oh, they have an insurance, right? Up to $1 million or something. I've heard about $1 million. Let me just slow down a little, just in case they can tap me. But a lot of people don't realize, hey, if there's not a passenger in the car, tap anyway, you're not going through Uber's insurance. You're using your own. Okay, so there is a difference. A lot of times when you are dealing with like the ride sharing company and advertisement is big, they will settle really quick. And a lot of people know this. So I'll say to you, as beginner drivers, keep your distance, because you're not only protecting yourself, you're protecting you having to pay a deductible, because Uber is not going to pay that for you. Okay, you have to be off the clock because you're getting repairs. Okay, you can't use a rental car unless you're doing Uber Eats. So it's so many things that will fall back on us. So we have to really be conscious when we're out there and be aware. But in the midst of us being conscious, there's still so much fun in it. So much fun in it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun. You're out, you're in your elements, and you're meeting people, you're seeing people, you're like ducking people. You might see people that, oh, I don't want them to know I'm driving for Uber and Lyft. You know what I mean? Because you don't want everybody in your business. To be honest, it's none of their business, you know? So, because see, it's on the news. So if people hearing all this bad stuff that's happening with Uber and Lyft, then they say, oh, Michelle, don't you drive for Uber and Lyft? I heard a lot of bad things about that. Like, what are you doing? You know, all that kind of stuff. And not really knowing the whole scope of things. So it's like sometimes you cannot let everybody know where you work. You know, because especially Uber and Lyft, okay, you got to be careful, because there are people out there listening to the news, and then they looking at you, or you're coming to mind. Oh, I wonder if Michelle heard about this. Oh, she's working for them, you know. I'm just saying, right? But hey, look, some days Uber and Lyft is like ping, 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 ching, ching, ching. And then some days it's like ping, ping. You're like, wait a minute, I've been out here for an hour and I only got like one ride? Come on. Like this morning, I started out with Lyft. In less than an hour, I made $30-something. Less than an hour. Let me see if I can show this to you. Less than an hour. Let's see. Nope, it's an hour and 15. Well, let me see how much is that. That's an hour. Here we go. Make sure everything is cool here. 2 rides. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Okay. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. But if I look at Uber. Okay, so you gotta put my window down. With Uber, here you go. That's Uber. Can you see it? All right, that's Uber. Okay, so you see, it's like $3.88. That's how much I made, and that was trying to see how long it took. The request came in at 7:21, and it post date was the 35th, 7:35. Okay, so that's how long it took me to make $3.04. Okay, so what I'm saying here is, it is a hit and miss sometimes. It's a hit and miss. Yeah, you make more money You make more money at night, because they have their, yes, I just did. No, I'm not having a private summer. It's about 6, 7 degrees out here. What? What are y'all for? Okay, so when it comes to, like now, here with Uber, that is what's going on downtown. I don't know if you can see that real good. And some might say, so why aren't you there? Well, okay. If you're in traffic to go to pick up someone and they're trying to get to work and time is of essence, what are they going to do? They're going to cancel. Okay? If you have picked up your customer or passenger and you're in traffic trying to maneuver and you can't dodge in and out, whiplash. And then what? The passenger say, "Oh, the Uber driver was driving recklessly and it popped my neck, or my head hit the roof of the car." So you have to be careful. So I don't try to get myself caught up in the cluster. I'll go elsewhere and I will still make the same amount or even more, because you would end up getting longer rides. Whereas when you're downtown, the longest ride I had from downtown was maybe 15 minutes. And it seemed like it was longer because you're in the traffic. Lombard Street and President Street, Lord have mercy. I mean, it's just like every time I go through there, I'm wondering, is there a way they could divide that little I don't know what you call it. It's in the middle of the road. It has flowers and trees. I'm like, can they divide that to get some space? Because it's like it's a cluster right there. And then on Eastern Avenue and President Street, it's just like, and I choose not to take myself through that hostile area. Okay, that's just me. And don't be in my pocket. I choose to do this. Uber is pretty much everywhere, which means you don't have to just run where the guarantees are or where the boosts are. You have some people, I'm going to the airport. Easy, $15, $20, $30, depending on the distance. Come on now. So that is so cool. That's where they want us to be there for those who work downtown or work apart from downtown but live downtown. I choose to go wherever I want to go, period. For one, it's good to set a number of trips as a goal, and also the amount of money. This is what happens. If you reach your goal at a certain time, let's say you want 10 rides in a day or in the morning, you want 10 rides in the morning. Okay. So you want 10 rides in the morning. So you get the 10 rides, but then you say, I got my 10 rides, but I'm short $50. Okay. Because your goal might be 100, your goal might be $200 that day, because it can happen. All right. So then you get some more rides to reach that money, the money amount goal. So you're looking at two things, two goals. You're looking at the number of rides and you're looking at the amount of money. So that is determined by you and you only. Why you and you only? Because you know your bills. You know how much is coming out. You know what you want to do. You know, I get a lot of cancellation if I take a long exactly. This is what I'm saying. Exactly, Carlita. I'm quite sure everyone else can see that too. Exactly. Sometimes you don't accept it and you're sitting in traffic. The passenger is watching. They've been sitting there for a whole minute or two. That's 2 minutes off their clock. Yeah. And it becomes frustrating not only to you, but to the passenger. So, to kind of help eliminate that frustration on you, sometimes we're just gonna have to say no. We're just gonna have to say no, and go somewhere else and get some rides. Sometimes you're in one area and there's so many other Uber drivers around, it's hard. And then another thing I noticed, those who are Uber drivers who are full time, like 40 hours, and then some are 40 plus, Uber's going to make sure, from what I experienced, okay, Uber's going to make sure they reach that quote. Why? Because those particular individuals are representing the company as a whole. Because you think about it, if they're out there 99% of the time, this is what people are seeing. And then the part timers, we may come out, here and there. But I believe the way the system is set up, that those people who they have seen over the year, because some people have been with Uber and Lyft from the beginning. My hat goes off to you, because I know you have seen so many trends, so many highs and lows and turns and flips and so many things, but you're still hanging in there because it's something that you are getting out of it in the midst of the chaos. But I really hope and I pray one day that Uber drivers, still be independent contractors, can make at least $10. At least, I mean, and this is with their new system with the upfront pricing, that we walk away with $10 per ride. Okay? And because you think about it, there are so many, I met so many passengers, and they will say, "Oh, I wish I could give you more in terms of tips, but this is all I have in my pocket," and it might be $2-3, but they want to give more. So that makes me wonder, okay, why not? Just think about it. It pushed me off. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I had a call coming through. But why not? It's probably going to come and happen again, too. Okay, let me try to wrap this up. Why not give the passengers the option to tip or not? Don't just say it's not required. What? Nor needed or accepted or something like that, it says, when it comes to the tip. I mean, like, what? I know you have met so many passengers. I wish I could tip. I wish I could tip. And so on and so forth. I was taking a person to, I took them to the airport. And they were new. They were new Uber drivers. Okay. They were new Uber passengers. And so I saw it as an opportunity. Let me educate them with how this works in terms of tips and so on and so forth. She said, it's sad that we can't tip you. I said, no, you can tip us. Okay. It's well appreciated. It really is. Every driver appreciate a tip. So I feel that if the passenger is okay with tipping, do I not supposed to accept it? Really? Did they leave that in the chair? Did they leave it on the floor? Did they put it on my console, my armrest? Did they slip it in my pocket or slipped it in my hand when they shook my hand? And I supposed to. When the passenger wants to tip you, it's no issue. I look at this tip thing as a advertisement, advertisement trick. Why I say that? Because I'll look at it for myself. I'll look at it and they say, you don't have to tip. Then I'm thinking, oh, okay, so I don't need to bring any cash with me. That's a good advertisement deploy. That's like, oh, okay, I don't have to tip. All right, we can do this. That means I don't have to carry any money on me. And I'm saving some money. That's awesome because all I have is $5 in my account. And I don't want to feel obligated to tip. I can understand that. However, there are more passengers who are more than willing and able to tip. And they do tip. They do tip. Okay? So it's like, why not just give the passengers the opportunity to do a nay or yay in terms of tipping? Like you do a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You do 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. You're still giving the passenger an option. Why not tip? One, I've seen some passengers, I kid you not, they had, and I can understand, oh my gosh, financial issues, hey, come on now, is out there. But I've seen some passengers with the phone in hand, and they're calculating and seeing how much is going up, going down. And some would say, just let me out right here. Okay? Overall, it was a $3.37 ride, less than a mile, you know? But now it's $2 and some change. You know, you see what I'm saying? So it's a very involved solution solving process. However, I think and believe if Uber puts a tip option on the app, I guarantee you people will tip. Just like when you go to a restaurant, they tip the waiter and they tip the waitress. I believe if you didn't get 3 stars, you should be getting tipped. If it's a 4-star ride, a 5-star ride, you should be tipped. You should be tipped. Because you think about it, every driver is different, every passenger is different, every passenger 4, 5-star rating is different, just like every driver 4, 5-star rating is different. We rate our customers rate us according to what they feel and think we should get. They're not looking at how your car is clean. They're not looking at it smells good. They're not looking at they can get in the car with a $100 suit, $200 suit, and it will not get dirty. They're not looking at that. They're not looking at the windows that are like crystal clear, which mine are not at this time, okay? They're not looking at you giving them yes ma'am, no sir, yes sir, or even opening the doors for some, even putting their luggage in. They don't see that. What they see is no tip is required nor accepted or needed, something like that. You guys know. I'm like, really? Really? And as a driver, if you think about it like that, you'll be in your car, you unlock the door. Huh. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, they're not even going to tip me. So why should I be cordial? Why should I be like polite to them? Like, why should, you know what I mean? It's like, but you have to vibrate higher than that and give the customer, the passenger, the rider, however you title them, the respect as a human being, period. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those situations that it is what it is, but it is what it is that needs to be a not. Okay? It needs to be a not. I'm serious, guys. It's just like, come, are you serious? You know what I mean? It's like, do they not know what I go through? Do they not? I tell you what. Oh, my series is asking me what I want to. No, thank you, series. Uh, no. Mm-mm. And then, oh my God, speaking of series, I had to get 2 phones because my Android bunkers when I was using it with Uber. I mean, I would miss so many calls. Oh my gosh, it was just awful. And so I had to get, Uber. I mean, the iPhone. So now I got a new phone, an Apple, and I have an Android for personal calls. You have to invest in yourself with this business. With when you have your own business, that's how it goes. Do I want to give Uber and Lyft up? No. Do I think there are better days coming? Yes. When? I have no idea. I have no idea. All I want Uber to do, see, Uber will copy off of Lyft to a certain extent, but Uber has not copied Lyft by adding a tip app, a tip, yeah, button on the app. Whereas with Lyft, you can tip. You can tip. And people tip. They tip. They tip. They tip. They do. So we need to hang in there. We need to support each other. We need to respect each other when we're out on the road. It's not no competition. Oh, I drive. I'm a partner with Uber. You with Lyft. Nah, boo boo. No. Okay. It's an option. You ride with who you want to drive for, and there should not be a Uber and a Lyft collision. I'm driving for Uber. I'm driving for Lyft. I'm driving for Uber. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Absolutely. So, guys, I've been here almost 50 minutes. Lord have mercy. I could have been making money, huh? Whatever. Now, I did pretty good this morning. I did pretty good. I have to have balance with me. I'm not one that's going to be on the road from sun up to sundown, from sun up to sundown. Some people do. My hat goes off to you. You're good. 5 stars and a tip for you. Okay. That's not me. And what I like about the Uber and Lyft or the ride sharing industry is all up to you. You can make as much or as little. You have to be willing to go that extra mile. I've known of people, they have made 4,000 in 1 month. I've known of people who has made 700 in a week. I've known people who have made $300 in one day. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. But I know some people who made $3.88 in less than 30 minutes. Okay? You have highs and you have lows. Timing is everything. When you're dealing with Uber and Lyft, you have to calculate the cost. You got to put in while you can get it in, because there are some highs and there are some lows. If it's a day where it's like that for you, pray for strength to keep on keeping on, because there will be a day when it's not like that. And some drivers, they put it in hard and rough in the beginning of the month. They just all the way to the middle of the month. And then some, they put it in hard and rough towards the end of the month. They just going and going and going. They like sleeping in the cars and stuff. They like parked at the airport, parked at Shell gas station, Exxon gas station, Royal Farms, somewhere where there's a source of food somewhere. And they reclining in the car, waiting for the act. I mean, come on. I'm serious. Some put it in. They are like, hey, I gotta do this. My hat goes off to you guys. They are real hustlers. You know, they take care of business. Men and women. There are women out there. They are ready to go. Okay? They are ready to go. Hey, guess what? Hospitals have bathrooms. I've known some drivers, they will stop at a hospital to go to the bathroom. Where some of us, we feel like, no, we maybe need to go in Walmart, or, we got to find somewhere to go. Or I'm going to wait till I get home, which that's a no-no. We shouldn't do that, but we do. Some men, they out there going to the bathroom, but they're in it to win it. And so they will adjust whatever is needed to get that money, to be out there to get that money, to the point Uber will take them offline because they've been online all day, all night with no break. They taking a break, they have the app on. They going to the bathroom, they have their app on. They taking a nap, they have the app on. I mean, some drivers, men and women, they are out there, they're doing it. And you, my friend, the owner of Uber app, cannot give the passengers, the riders, the customers, the precious opportunity to tip the drivers. Really, really, really. That's not right. That's not right. I like Uber Eats. I, drive for Uber Eats. Not a lot, but sometimes I use Uber Eats. Somebody just said you use Uber Eats a whole lot. You know what? Whatever, man. Whatever, woman. Anyway, I like it, okay? I like Uber Eats. And I tip. Even though it says not required, I tip. And I will dare one of those drivers not to take my tip. Are you kidding me? I know what you're going through to get here. Okay, please. Come on now. So I tip. And it's wonderful. I appreciate everything in terms of customer service. I appreciate when people are professional, when people are so driven and focused that, yeah, they go through some things, but yet they still going to give you that smile. They're still going to say hello, They're still going to say, how are you? That's awesome. And just as well as I know, we come across some decent passengers. We really do, So some we're like, man, girl, what? It's awesome. But again, Uber, I doubt if you ever see my video, but if you could see my video, this one in particular, we go through a lot as drivers. Yes, it is by choice because we don't have to, register and all that kind of stuff with the app. I understand that. However, without drivers, there is no Uber. So let's, really think about it. So since there are many drivers and many more to come, there is an Uber. Why not give the passengers the option to tip or not to tip? Right? All right, guys. Take care. Stay safe. And be aware of your surroundings. Don't let your last ride be a bad one. Find a good one somewhere. Somewhere out there, there's a good one. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay? And don't let your last delivery be a bad one. Whenever you go in the house, when you turn off that app, make sure it's on a good note. I don't care what Shaquata, whoever, I don't know. Should I say that? Anyway, those who are just what I'm saying is don't allow any personality, okay, that you encounter. Yes, that's better. Any personality that you encounter, no matter who they are, no matter what race they are, stop you from doing what you love. Okay? Don't allow it. Don't let a passenger belittle you and act as if you're their chauffeur and you take them wherever they want to go with no question. No. You do have a say. You have a say. It's called ride sharing. They're sharing your vehicles, but you're the responsible one there. Okay? So keep your head up high. It's an awesome, awesome partnership. But Uberman, but the owner of Uber, man, please, you need to put a tip option on the app for real. Serious. Even if I never drive for Uber and Lyft ever in my life and I start using it, I will use a tip app for sure. I mean, we're in America, guys. Even beyond that, we're human beings. Tip. Tip. A tip app is needed. All right, guys, take care. Are you sure you want to stop?